Beyond ordinary livestock, millions of magnificent longhorn cattle graze our planet today. Farmers around the world dedicate their lives to raising these incredible, majestic creatures. Across lush green valleys, diverse herds peacefully graze together in perfect harmony. The iconic Texas Longhorn is world famous for its breathtaking and massive horn span. Meanwhile, the English Longhorn thrives beautifully in the cold, misty northern landscapes. From vast American plains to distant continents, their untamed beauty always shines brightly. Deep in Africa, the Ankole Longhorn symbolizes ultimate resilience and extreme adaptability. Just look at the incredible texture of these majestic and timeless physical curves. Welcome to Uganda, proudly holding the largest concentration of Ankole ranchers on Earth.
Move along now, faster.
Every single morning, massive herds are naturally released to roam freely under the sun. Millions of Ankole cattle magically spread across these vibrant East African savannas. They heavily thrive on the natural, nutrient-rich wild grasses of this beautiful continent. These brilliant animals hold massive cultural and economic importance in nations like Rwanda. Their giant overlapping horns create an unforgettable, iconic silhouette against the clear sky. Local farmers take immense pride in carefully guiding these legendary and valuable herds. They rarely travel far, strictly sticking to familiar dirt paths close to home. The endless green pastures provide all the abundant wild food these giants require. A highly skilled herdsman can easily control dozens of these massive animals completely alone. Natural vegetation here is so rich that the animals absolutely never go hungry. As the golden sun rises, the Ankole's legendary silhouette truly comes to life. Surprisingly, the Ankole isn't actually the most populated cattle breed roaming in Africa. That specific title belongs to the Zebu, with over 300 million individuals. These unique humped cattle are incredibly tough, easily brushing off the harshest heat. But the beloved Ankole remains deeply tied to the ancient heritage of local tribes. An adult male Ankole is a massive powerhouse weighing over 1,000 heavy pounds. Females are slightly smaller, but continually display an equally powerful and maternal presence. Compared to the American Angus, the Ankole is remarkably lighter and much more agile. Their massively thick horns aren't just for show, they brilliantly regulate body temperature. Resourceful farmers dig clever rainwater tanks to keep these thirsty herds totally hydrated. Small, life-giving canals channel precious water directly across the dry African dirt landscape. When the fiery sun sets, a breathtaking purple twilight falls heavily over Uganda.
Move along now, faster.
Herdsmen carefully guide their beautiful, tired animals back into simple, rustic wooden enclosures. Because lethal predators are rare here, these open rustic barns absolutely need no roofs. Farmers strategically light small straw fires to intentionally create a protective, soothing smoke screen. This uniquely thick smoke safely drives away annoying insects and keeps the huge cattle calm. It is a peaceful, highly traditional method that keeps the giant herd totally relaxed overnight.
He is strong, my friend.
When naturally ready,
Price.
mature
Agreed.
cattle are safely
He is a
brought
fine
to
bull.
bustling local
Here is
markets
the
for
agreed
trade.
amount. Come on now, move
Millions
on
of these amazing
Easy,
longhorns
easy.
are safely transported yearly to supply regional meat demands. The incredible scale of this natural beef production aggressively supports countless communities across Uganda. Now we completely leave the wild African plains and head straight to America. Welcome to the endlessly sprawling, vibrant green agricultural pastures of the massive American West. Here, a fiercely proud ranching culture thrives daily along endlessly dusty country roads. The legendary Texas Longhorn firmly stands as an absolute, untouchable icon of American history. Hundreds of thousands of these majestic, heavy beasts roam vast agricultural empires today. Every single cow beautifully boasts an incredibly unique pattern of mixed spotted colors. Passionate ranchers raise them not just for business, but to fiercely honor past traditions. Watching a huge longhorn herd move is strictly like stepping straight into a classic movie. They eat quietly and peacefully, perfectly adapted to the surprisingly varied American environments. These immensely tough animals were the absolute structural backbone of the historical frontier era. Cowboys and longhorns share an unbreakable, deep bond that literally built the legendary West. From straight above, the massive horizontal spread of their sharp horns is truly spectacular. They gracefully drink from completely pristine rivers, peacefully enjoying a highly serene farm life. Even as tiny calves, they aggressively show signs of the incredible resilience they will inherit. Modern Texas ranches flawlessly provide exceptional daily care and clean facilities for these legends. Expert handlers consistently guide them with utmost respect and incredibly gentle precision. Hill County ranches are wildly famous for their perfectly picturesque, beautiful rolling green hills. Entering these massive ranches physically feels like stepping directly onto a sacred piece of heritage. Some massive ranches proudly hold over 400 magnificent longhorn cattle at once. Many pristine longhorns are selectively bred strictly for high-stakes exhibitions and pure visual entertainment. Every morning detail, right down to the wet dew, perfectly highlights their natural physical perfection. It has a pure Americana visual aesthetic that effortlessly captures the heart of every viewer. They casually shake off flies with a graceful, heavily powerful swing of their legendary horns. Feasting on fresh hay, they deeply enjoy a completely stress-free existence on the farm. The sheer vastness of these expensive Texas properties will absolutely completely blow your mind. Against a fiery, vibrant sunset, the longhorn silhouette violently creates a powerful, lasting memory. Their battle-scarred, ancient horns tell a totally silent story of wild American survival. Only the absolute best, physically mature cattle are strictly selected for regional meat production. A massive herd of longhorns silently staring you down is an unforgettable, breathtakingly majestic experience. But intense farming isn't just about giant, gentle mammals on beautiful, quiet green pastures. Let's rapidly fly across the ocean to immediately witness a radically different agricultural challenge entirely. Welcome to the unbelievably harsh, arid, yet stunning agricultural landscapes of wild, unpredictable Australia. Here, a wildly fast-moving shadow from the bright sky signals an incoming devastating aerial invasion. Meet the famous Gala cockatoo, a strikingly beautiful but endlessly chaotic pink and gray parrot. They are loudly joined by vibrant sulfur-crested cockatoos, aggressively screaming directly from the green trees. Even the visually dazzling rainbow lorikeet eagerly adds to this massive avian population explosion. Millions of these incredibly loud, destructive birds completely dominate the isolated outback's dead trees. They aggressively and violently raid orchards, eagerly devouring farmers' precious and extremely hard-earned fruits. These totally fearless parrots will easily invade quiet suburban areas just to violently nest in your roofs. Having them constantly in your backyard simply means dealing with a disastrous, disgusting daily mess. Huge, fast flocks of hungry galahs regularly patrol the red, dusty skies, wildly searching for free food. They comfortably and easily adapt to city life, casually hanging out on electrical power lines everywhere. Out in the dry countryside, giant ranches offer them an absolutely irresistible, unlimited daily buffet. Hundreds violently drop from the sky at once, fearlessly marching right alongside massive, heavy cattle. They exceptionally cleverly use their hooked beaks to aggressively steal tiny seeds directly from the dirt. Thirsty, desperate flocks greedily drink rapidly from the precious water troughs strictly meant for livestock. They boldly and instantly steal golden, nutritious corn right out of the animals' large feeding bowls. It is extremely mentally frustrating for hard-working ranchers who lose massive profits every single day. Like a terrifying pink storm, they aggressively dive straight into ready-to-harvest golden wheat fields. They selectively and maliciously bite the milky seeds, causing catastrophic physical damage to the entire stalk. Farmers are left completely helpless as these incredibly noisy birds violently fly off with their livelihoods. Inside totally hidden dark tree hollows, their rapid, efficient breeding cycle quietly continues all year long. Parents absolutely devotedly feed their strange-looking, vulnerable chicks, strongly ensuring the next generation survives. Amazingly, a highly resilient wild galah can easily live up to 25 completely chaotic years. Desperate local officials legally use humane nets to barely realistically control this devastating bird explosion. Every single financial year, they violently cost the Australian government millions of dollars in crop damages. But annoying galahs aren't the only massive threat. Gently meet the wildly popular Australian budgie. These bright green, tiny birds look completely harmless, but they form terrifyingly large, destructive swarms. When the harsh, relentless rains finally end, the arid red outback violently and rapidly turns magically green. This sudden explosion of natural food causes budgie numbers to literally, rapidly multiply by the thousands. They vigorously and frantically gather natural nesting materials, eagerly preparing for a massive, unstoppable population boom. High above, silent, deadly falcons perfectly circle the skies, intently looking for an easy green target. The apex predator violently dives at absolute lightning speed, striking pure, instant fear directly into the flock. Incredibly, the tiny budgies maneuver perfectly together, dodging flying death exactly like a beautifully synchronized wave. Nature is brutally harsh. Severe, prolonged droughts can forcefully completely stop them from breeding entirely. But when environmental conditions are suddenly right, tiny fluffy chicks boldly step directly into the dangerous world. Suddenly, a small colony magically expands 13 times over, absolutely densely blanketing the local trees. Farmers highly nervously watch as these seemingly endless green clouds rapidly approach their expensive sorghum fields. They greedily and aggressively devour the vulnerable crops, literally causing massive financial losses in just minutes. Tropical juicy fruit farms are also highly strategically targeted by these permanently hungry, highly colorful bandits. They maliciously tear directly into sweet mangoes, completely ruining beautiful, expensive produce before it can be legally sold. In the brutally scorching desert heat, daily survival heavily depends entirely on finding incredibly rare water sources. A tiny, dirty puddle instantly becomes a critical, totally life-saving oasis for thousands of intensely thirsty birds. They violently splash frantically, literally fighting aggressively for a single precious drop to survive the brutal outback. Desperate, exhausted farmers deploy incredibly loud acoustic cannons, intensely trying to physically scare the endless flocks away. The loud, booming blasts physically send massive, intensely colorful shockwaves of parrots violently exploding into the sky. Yet, realistically compared to highly aggressive wild feral pigs, total parrot damage is actually still somewhat small. Wild, fast rabbits also aggressively destroy low vegetation, heavily plaguing the entire Australian agricultural industry daily. Farmers constantly fiercely fight a literally relentless battle against land mammals and chaotic sky invaders simultaneously. But completely despite these massive natural challenges, the incredibly beautiful harvest strongly continues to legally feed the world. As the hot sun deeply sets, Australia's incredibly wild, vibrantly colorful beauty strongly remains truly unmatched and eternal.